You are listening to the Profitable Content Creator Podcast. This is the place where content creators come to learn how to create profitable content that positions themselves as an authority and grows their online businesses. Get ready to take your content to a whole new level with your host, Kristen Poborsky.
Are you wondering how to use AI for content creation? Well, I'm Kristen Poborsky, and I am a content creation strategist and implementation expert. And I have been testing out how to use AI to help me create content. And today I've got 7 ways that you can use AI for content creation. So one of the great things that I have found with using AI to help me generate content is that it has the ability to research and find ideas that I hadn't thought about. So I really think of and have come to appreciate my little AI helper to come up with ideas. I actually use 2 AI helpers. One is AnyWord, and that's what I use to help create my scripts, the one I'm even talking from today. And then I also use a tag generator because everything I do, I create on video and I put it on YouTube, and it helps me come up with great tags really fast. And I've got both of those links for you down below in the show notes today. So just know that the one for AnyWord is an affiliate link. I don't get paid you don't pay extra for it, but you do get a 20% discount when you go down and grab that link. So let's dive into the 7 different ways that you can use AI to help you create content. So of course, number 1 is to save you time. So I use AI as my research assistant. It takes me about 3 minutes to generate my outline for my video scripts for my podcast and my videos. It's great. Now I don't stop there. I take it and make it my own, and I edit it like later on. But what used to take me about 20 minutes to do is now about 10 minutes or less. So it really, really helps me with that. Okay. So that's number 1. Number 2, I use it to help me generate new ideas for my content. Again, when I generate that outline, it comes up with things that I hadn't even thought about talking about, which I used to spend a lot of time thinking in my head. Well, I want to talk about this idea. Well, it just pops up a bunch of different ideas. And that's how I came up with 7 ways that you could use it, because my little AI assistant said, here's 7 different ways. Well, I took it. I didn't follow it exactly, but I used a lot of them and I added my own in there. And I thought it was great because it really saved me a lot of brain power and time. So it might have taken me 20 minutes, sometimes maybe longer, especially since there's 7 ways to write the outline. Okay. So again, generates new ideas. It's going to help you research topics and come up with topics just in a faster way than it would. And I love it because it will write, number 3, my headlines. It gives me headlines and it actually rates them. So then I will go and look at the headline. I usually pick the one with the highest rating, but then I might edit it back because it definitely needs to have the keywords in there that I researched to find my content, to create my content plan. I always stick to my keywords. So I may take that headline and make sure that my keywords from my title are in there, right? But I love that. Another way it can help you is it can take your existing content and come up with ideas to make it better. So I've used it on some of my pages where I went in and typed in the URL, and it came up with some great suggestions for it, like new headlines, things like that. I love that. And that was just so easy. So I've actually taken those new headlines and put them in there because it analyzed the headlines and said, these are better headlines. So you could go in, and if you were stuck creating content, like say for a website page, you could actually have it help you write that website page for you. Now, again, you're going to want to interject your stuff in there, Or if you've already written it and you know you want to update or make it better, you could have it analyze and give you suggestions. So I love that. Next, number 6 is it can optimize your content for SEO. It can help you do the SEO. It can write your meta description. Yay, yay, yay. Then it takes, and it doesn't take long. So like when I go to take this video and put it on my website, I will have AnyWord write the meta description for me because it just seems like in 2 seconds, I meant probably, 1 minute, where I would have probably taken longer to write that meta description. So I would have it do it for you. And again, you can always write it by your own way, but I think I've used it both ways. And I feel like when it has done my meta description for me, it had done a better job than I could. And it actually had a better score. So there you go. So I definitely would use it for your on-page SEO on your blog posts, okay? So the 7th way that you can use it is to automate your social media posts. So in AnyWord, it can go in and create your social media post. So you could pick one and type in whatever post you want your post on. And I did it for one of the pieces of content that I created, and it came up with a Facebook post like that. Now it was okay. It did need editing. I got to be honest with you. Again, most everything it's going to spit out isn't going to be in your words. It may not be first person. It's not going to have some of the things that you would want to say, stories that you tell, things like that, but it does help, right? Just not super engaging. Let's just put it that way, but it does generate ideas. Again, all these 7 ways, it does automate everything, but just think of it as being your research assistant and coming up with ideas. And then you are the editor. And you take these ideas and edit them and make them your own. I think that's like the biggest message. So you can use it to save time, generate ideas, research topics, write your headlines, improve your existing content, optimize for SEO, and automate your social media posts. Again, I love it. I love it. It just saves a lot of time. And I would highly recommend that you experiment with it in all these ways. Now, I've gone a deep dive personally into using AI for creating all of my content scripts. Now, I don't have it go out and decide what topics I'm going to use. I do that. I have a specific method that I use that I've been using since 2014, and I still use it today with a few tweaks, and it definitely helps me to find hot topics that are aligned with what I do in my business. So I don't really rely on it for that, but as far as headlines, SEO, social media, I believe it can also write emails for you, things like that. Again, think of it as your research assistant. Think of it as a helper to get ideas on paper for a starting point, especially if you have writer's block. I think it's a great thing to be using. So if you're considering that you want to try out AI to help you generate content, I've got the Profitable Content Creators Guide to using AI. And it's really focused on helping you create content like videos and things like that, basic content. I have a checklist on how to use it and how to make it your own. And I really believe that it's a great tool to really cut down the time, the brain power to get your ideas on paper and to jumpstart your content creation efforts. So let's dive into really more into how does AI help me optimize my SEO? Well, really, it helps you optimize your SEO because you can tell what keywords you want to have in your content when you're creating it. So if you have more than one keyword, which you should, when you're doing your research for your content ideas, you should be using some of those keywords, and it will actually put that into it'll consider it when it puts it in your title, and when it's writing your outline, and when it's doing your intro paragraph. It's definitely putting those keywords in there. And then again, when you go to write your meta description for your blog post, it will take the keyword and make sure that it's put in there. So it really saves you a lot of time, because you definitely want your keywords in your content, even when you're speaking it, so that it does relate to what your title is, and that people know what you're talking about. And also on YouTube, it knows what your keywords are, and that your content really relates to what your title says it is. So I love it to help me make sure that I've got my keywords all in there naturally, and not just one keyword, but multiple keywords. So that's it for today's episode video. And again, if you haven't grabbed the Profitable Content Creators Guide to AI, I've got that link right down below, along with the AnyWord link, so that you can get a 20% discount when you want to try it out and see if it's something that you want to try. And then also that the rapid keyword generator, I've got that down there for you. Tags, not keywords, but the tag generator. So when you're actually putting your stuff over on YouTube, it can generate those tags for you. And that's absolutely free, that link. So head on down there into today's links in the notes and grab those great tools. So I will see you in next week's episode. And meantime, I've got a lot more content on my YouTube channel at Kristen Poborsky, and also inside my podcast, the Profitable Content Creators podcast with Kristen Poborsky, and also on my website, KristenPoborsky.com. And I will see you soon.
You've been listening to the Profitable Content Creator Podcast, where content creators go to learn how to take their content creation to the next level. If you love the Profitable Content Creator Podcast, we'd love for you to subscribe, rate, and give us a review on iTunes. Until next time.